Meditation on Amazon Music.
Good. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's a Tuesday morning here. Like I said, we're trying to do some morning shows. This will be like an hour and 15 minutes. Excuse me. Grand Rising there, Marinette. Hetty, good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Ren, everybody out there around the world. We had a great show last night. That show will be on my YouTube channel at some point this morning. And also, we're 2 shows behind. Yesterday morning show and last night's show. Hey, Brim, good morning. Hetty, good morning. Katie 3D, good morning. Half Pint, good to see you. I just posted a new video from a place called Chennai, India. And it's a beautiful video. I just posted it. It was from August 19th. You'll see it. So I'm getting some good footage. And this spaceship was had these green lights on it. And it was going over this area in Chennai, India. Looks like it was, I don't know if Chennai, India is in the northern part of India or where it is. But a pretty impressive video. Things are happening. Increased sightings are happening all over the world, and that was another great video. I'm trying to keep on top of all the footage that's starting to be presented to me, and Anita, welcome to the show. Thank you for the chili half pint. We appreciate it. Bree, welcome. And thank you, Hetty. Like I said to people before, I only post real UFO footage or spaceship footage. I don't post CGI stuff. I don't create CGI. I don't do any of that stuff. I want people to have good information. Jen R, good to see you. Good morning. S, good morning. El Rayo. Nessa, hey Nessa, good to see you. Good to have you with us up here in Connecticut, where we are. So it's good to have everybody with us here. And as the week goes on, do you listen to podcasts? Not really. I know they exist. I haven't really listened to them. I don't really have a lot of time between coming home from earth-based work and having enjoyable time with my own family. Then when they go to sleep, I do my live broadcast at night. So I don't have really too much time to listen to stuff. Yeah, the video, the spaceship video is on my Ashtar Command page here. If you go to my profile, you'll see all the videos. That one, the airline pilot video, I posted the other day. You'll see all the videos on there. It's right on my main page here. On my link. To my profile page, I mean. Hey, Ariel, good to see you. Good morning. I do remember you. I hope it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Defiant Freedom, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Jimmy Z, welcome. Everybody, TJ, everybody coming in here. And we're just doing a good morning hello. We really haven't started doing anything yet here. Long John, welcome to the show. There's a lot of new people, I'm sure. Sue Coyle. Jenny, thank you. And that's what I say. I always try to post the best videos possible. I try to keep things current. I won't post videos that are 20 years old. Hey, Chesno, good to see you. Good morning. And just to let people know, just a reminder, if you're interested, we're having a major event September 14th in Connecticut on the beach in Madison, Connecticut. We're going to be doing a major C5 event of the Ashtar Command contact group. Our group is over 13 years old. We're very well trained in terms of contact, of visual contact. Our goal has always been to make physical contact. So we're going to be on the Long Island Sound on the Connecticut side in Madison, Connecticut. For more information on that, please go to my video link on my main page. There's an email address. You can email me, tell me where you are, and if you're going to attend with your family or your friends or whatever. And we only want people coming that are of the highest light, meaning that you have no fear, and that when we do the C5, we're doing it collectively to bring in our space brothers of peace to show their ships. And that's really the main part of our gathering coming up on the 14th. That's going to be we're going live on TikTok at 8:30. People should get there first they got to contact me. And contacting me, I'll give you all the information about where it is and everything. Maybe bring water or juice or something to keep you hydrated. And there's benches and chairs there. And the beach is like right in front of us. The building right behind us has all the facilities for bathrooms and so forth. So it's going to get earlier and darker in September, as Chesno was saying. And Chesno's part of our group of the Ashtar group here in Connecticut. And it will get darker. And so, but we'll start around 8:30. But again, if you're going to be coming from the region, you really should contact me now. Make plans for that Saturday night. Hey, Grape, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here, welcome. I'm CmdrAleon. If you're new to my show, you might have heard about it at night. I'm trying to do some morning programs. It's the most popular #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. The reason being, because I'm a contactee. I'm not just somebody interested in the subject, wearing a suit and tie and have a fancy studio. Hey, Kabashi, good to see you. And what I bring to the table here is, #1, I have my own information. I come from the Ashtar Command. If you don't know what that is, and I don't assume everybody does, the Ashtar Command are my space family. They're men and women that come from other planets that live in peace. Their planets are, our planets are beautiful. They have marine life. They have animal life. They have their own life, and their planets are advanced. And they live in complete harmony with the Creator, unlike the Earth at the moment. So I have my cosmic family. I have my 2 sisters, my brother and my father and mother on the spaceship. I am here as a starseed. So the way I define starseed, for people that are wondering what that word means, this is the definition of a starseed. You chose to come here, but you forgot why you came here. Some remember, but you actually forget why you came here. And as you get older and you develop your consciousness, you start to remember, oh, I'm not from here. Yes, it's going to be September 14th in Connecticut and Madison. I have a video link on my main page for people to contact me. So please contact me now if you're coming or you want to attend, so that we can have a heads up of how many people are coming to the park. It's really important. And we'll be, using C5 and meditation, and we're going to focus, I think we're going to have a beautiful experience. So, yeah, Tesla was definitely a starseed. He came from the stars. So what a starseed is, for people that don't know what that terminology means, I always try to never assume anything with people. I know there are people coming to my lives that say, what is a starseed? So let me explain that. A starseed is someone that comes from another planetary system, that comes from another, it could be another galaxy, solar system. You come from another place of very advanced civilization. You volunteer to come here, but you don't remember you volunteered to come here, but you did. Most starseeds have volunteered to be here. And starseeds don't always wake up at the same time. Eventually they do wake up and say, oh, I am a starseed. Now, what that means is you do have a biological family. We all have, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, what have you. That's your Earth-based family. But you as a starseed chose to come here. You are the different one in the family. You're the one person in the family that's different from the other people in the family, because you came here from another planet. So you're a starseed. So that's how I define starseed. So I'm a starseed. I come from the Ashtar Command. I come from Mars, which is a planet of 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And now, a specific telescope that NASA's been having out into space for a long time has actually determined that it's found some weird stuff out there. Yeah, now it's found some weird stuff. So it's according to some of the reports, the telescope, not I don't think it's the Hubble, it's this other one. It's actually detected artificial lights on planets all the way beyond our Earth. What do you know? You know, like they didn't know about it in the first place. That there are planets that have people living on them. And oh, maybe there's life out there. You know, NASA's now going to try to act really like we didn't know. You know, we're just getting the reports now that in 2024, now we're finding out that we're getting messages and photos back showing that there's a planet or planets that are luminous on the surface, that there might be life on these planets. Are you kidding me? Really? Yeah, the beach trip is September 14th. Yes, Ariel, September 14th. Absolutely correct. Let's see here. Hey, Matt Noble. Good to see you, brother. Matt Noble had missing time. Okay, I'm going to be doing some interviews here. And if you want to come up, you have to be over 18. No kids on the screen. No smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drinking, no drunks, no paranormal discussion. Everything is focused on the spiritual UFO area. You know, so I'm totally interested. And you call yourself Christ? No, I don't call myself Christ. I'm a Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is different than Christ. So when you are awake in starseed, many starseeds work in what we call cosmic Christed consciousness. We're not Christ, but every being that is from a higher frequency or higher vibrational planetary system operates in what we call Christ consciousness. Good question, Mortal Wombat, I think it is. So no, I'm not Christ. I'm a Christ consciousness. I operate in Christ consciousness always. Yeah, so the Jesus is a Christed being of light. Jesus Christ is a Christ conscious. Jesus Christ is on the Ashtar ship, on the main ship. He's not always there. He does go other places, but he was and has been on the Ashtar ship. Mortal Wombat. I think Mortal Wombat has to go. Let's see. Mortal Wombat, we need to. Oh, he's gone. Good, Hetty. We don't need that Mortal Wombat here. I have good moderators here, so I really appreciate them. Yeah, basically we are found. In a starseed, our space family will find us. Saw the ship above my head and close to... Okay, I'm going to bring up Matt Noble. Matt, I'm going to bring you up, brother. You're going to be my first guest on the morning show here of Encounters. My regular show's at 11 o'clock at night, everybody, from 11 to 1 a.m. That's our 2-hour show. So, Matt Noble, if you accept my guest request, we'll have you on here live. I hope. Is Matt Noble still here? Where is Matt Noble? I think, hey, Matt, good morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. This is our morning edition. How are you? Hello? Matt? Are you there, Matt?
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, hello. How are you?
Good. I didn't know if you were able to hear me or not, or TikTok was having problems. Welcome to Encounters.
How's it going?
Good. I was reading your story and your comments. So I usually do our #1 show is on that night. I'm trying to do some morning shows here for people. So tell us a little bit about your background and tell us what happened.
Well, I was out late on a hike, late at night. This is about 12, 15 years ago. And I was coming home late at night. This was in Washington State, a little town called Bonnie Lake up by Mount Rainier. And I was on my way back. And it was late. It was cold. It was late out, and last thing I remember, I was coming home, and I was a little late getting home, and it was about 200 feet from, maybe 400 feet from my back porch. And this was in a rural area, but there was a neighborhood right down the road, and on this road called Crater Road, and it was and I take late hikes, and I was just coming home, and on my way back, I stopped and I sat down on the side of the corner of this trail about 400 feet from my house. And there was a huge house development right down the road, but this road had a crater that an asteroid that crashed long time ago, years ago, in this area, and so that's maybe why maybe this happened, and all of a sudden I just sat down, and I leaned back, and all of a sudden the next thing I knew, everything blacked out, and I woke up standing on my 2 feet at the trailhead about 20 feet ahead of me as I was heading back home, and I was on my feet, and I was weary, and I just kind of came out of a blackout, and I looked up, and I saw the Orion's belt in the stars as I was walking back down the trail, and all of a sudden I looked up, and there was the ship by McCord Air Force Base, and then abruptly I was encountered a blue hybrid, almost like a glowing Chinese looking type alien. You could see his bones and his gel of his skin, like almost like a lizard kind of, but he was definitely a gray alien hybrid and glowing blue. And he approached me very fast, and I didn't know where I was at first, and I looked around, and I go, how did I get from 20 feet down the trail to up to this trail right there? And then I looked straight up, and there was the ship. It was flashing four different beams, boom, 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 right above the tree line.
Really?
And this was near McCord Air Force Base too. You could see McCord from certain vantage points from this landscape. So basically, I turned around, and I looked at it again, and I looked detailed at it, and he had 3 fingers, and he literally put his hand up and like put it towards me like hi, and he had a little mouth, he had little ears, but he was bright blue, like an energy, like you could see through his skin, and wow. It was really weird alien.
So
the
ET was like, well, I try to tell people there are no aliens. It's an Earth-based term, but
right.
the ET was translucent.
Yes, you could see his bones. He was a hybrid.
Really?
He was like a hybrid. Yeah, definitely a gray, almost like a. But the weird thing is this land had just been bought by a Chinese corporation years before, and this hybrid, he had an Asian, almost type muscular affect to his face. You could see his features.
Really?
And it was just so weird. Yeah, he was definitely Chinese looking.
Really? And how were you treated by the encounter with these 4 ETs?
Well, when I woke up, it was just the one. It was just one male.
Okay.
Yeah, and because he rushed me like in the middle of the trail, like he just kind of glided up to me, and I went, oh my gosh, this can't be real. And I just slowly looked him over, and he had long fingers, he had long arms, and he looked like almost like a ghost or an apparition. But I started looking at him more, and he had little tiny antennas coming out of his head, like little bone whiskers.
Really?
All at the features of his face. And I couldn't believe it. This all happened within like 5 seconds. I just woke up on the trail, and boom, he rushed me, and I don't know how I got there. I mean, I don't know how I got from that point.
So do you think the ET was a creation from like that? It was like a not a robot, but something like maybe a robot. No, it was real.
He was organic. He was
organic.
Yeah, he might have been spiritual, ghostly, organic. He definitely was a half human, half alien. It was a hybrid, and he was Chinese, and he was glowing blue, like he just dipped in like a blue energy. And the skin, you could see through his skin. You could see bones under him, and he was just floating there like that. And I just
really,
and I looked
I've
up,
never heard of.
And I looked up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was definitely a hybrid. And I saw the ship. It was right on the power lines. The ship was backed up into these power lines, and what was weird is the ship was. I mean, there was a housing development, right down the road, literally, and the ship was not more than half a mile from it. I mean, I'm surprised nobody else saw this going on. You know,
I mean, it might
tree
have.
farm was right in the woods like that.
Other people could have seen it, but maybe because you were where you were, there's no way you would have ever known that. You know, and how big was the ship? How big was the ship?
Oh, I mean, the ship was round, and flat, and you could see it. It was cloaked like a, I hate to say it like this, but like a Romulan warbird. It was like it was black on black with the background, and you could see the
Really?
propulsion. Yeah, like the reverse propulsion. It was sitting perfectly silent, perfectly still. It almost looked like a military installation version of a reintroduced UFO, but it was
Yeah.
flat, and you could see it. You could see the four energy. It was going clockwise. It was going 1, 2, 3, 4 flash, 1, 2, 3, 4 flash, and it was about 100 feet above the tree line. And for
Wow.
some reason, my consciousness looked. I looked up at it like I just came from it. Like, how would I know that thing's sitting there? Because I was like my subconscious,
Right.
and then the blue guy just rushed me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this guy. I mean,
Did the
I
blue
mean,
did
his
the
fingers were like a foot long.
did he
It was
telepathically
unbelievable.
did he try to telepathically communicate with you at
Um,
all?
yeah, it was almost like he tried to move his mouth, but he just it was just like it was like I was absorbing his energy, and then I just freaked out, and I immediately turned around and ran home. I didn't even look back. I was so scared because I didn't know how I got to the end of the trail, because all I
Mm-hmm.
remember is seeing these black cubes all around me, and then all of a sudden I just fell backwards, and then I woke up underneath the ship with him in or him or her, whatever. It could have been a
Underneath, yeah.
military. It could have been a human being, ghost thing, a scientific
So,
experiment.
well,
I don't know.
it's definitely not a ghost. Definitely
Right.
extraterrestrial. A ghost wouldn't be
Yeah.
involved with a spaceship. So we know it's an
Yeah.
ET. The only thing is,
Yep.
um, obviously you ran because you were scared. The other part
Yeah.
of it
Very
is,
scared.
was the ET aggressive or just like curious, or what was
It
going
looked
on with
like
that?
he was reaching out to grab me with his hand, like because he had such long fingers. His middle finger was like a foot long, and his pinky was like 6 inches long, and he had a
Mm-hmm.
forefinger and a thumb. He was missing his ring finger, and he looked, and he was so bunched up together, like he had been sitting in a tight spot, that like the energy, the blue energy was carrying him, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like he was going to reach out and grab me with the arm, and that's when I paused, and I looked at him, and then he kind of looked at it, and he kind of just approached me. He wasn't really moving much. It was like a still frame, like
Mm-hmm.
boom, like that at me, and he come out from the side of the woods on the side of the road, because it was an old logging road, to an old tree farm, in this little town called Bonnie Lake, Washington State. And it
Hmm.
was and he it looked like he looked evil, though, like like deceptive, like what are you
Yeah.
doing here? How are you doing? What, like you just jumped out of the ship, or like he was trying to grab me or
Right.
releasing me or something, and so, but
So,
he was coming towards me so fast,
right.
and then
You were
we met
so
literally 1 foot in front of each
you didn't
other.
now, Matt. You didn't know what the seat. Obviously, you have to go by your instincts and your feelings,
Yeah.
but you had no
Yeah.
idea what his what's the word?
No,
I
I
just
couldn't
had the word.
tell.
You didn't know the
It's
intentions
Affleck.
of this being,
Yeah.
this ET. You had no idea what
Right.
his intentions were. You
No,
yourself were
sir.
freaking out. You were freaking out
Yeah.
over it, correct?
And
Okay.
yeah, I was so scared. I mean, the hair on my neck was standing up. By the time I got home, I mean, because I was literally home in 5 minutes, because I ran, and like I was like, did that really happen? Did I really experience that? And it was so scary. I mean, it really happened within 5 to 10, 15 seconds. I looked up, saw the ship, saw him, but I don't know how. I was only gone for maybe 15 to 20 minutes from where I was sitting at the end of the trail,
Mm-hmm.
and just resting, because I was late getting home from my hike, because there's a big hiking area back there, and
Yeah. And
and
there's
now
and
there's
you
a
talked
cell
about
phone tower where the
cell
ship
phone tower.
was. There's a cell phone tower where it's at now. Yeah, no
That's kind
kidding.
of weird. So
Yes, tell
but
me
there's
about it.
also you said there's a
I
crater
went
there, like
back.
there's an old
Yes,
crater,
an asteroid crashed
asteroid.
there hundreds or 50 years ago or something, and it made this huge valley, and scientists, I heard, would go out there and study it, and we'd go out there and we'd ride motorcycles and have keggers and have parties, and I was just a high school kid, and in this, I mean, it really happened. Nobody believes me. They're like crazy, but later on I found a rock out there buried, or that someone spray painted
Right,
aliens. So I think
right.
this has happened before to people over here. You know what I mean? It's
So it looks.
like a picking ground or
I
something.
think. Well, let me kind of help you out here. So I
Yeah.
think the area we're in has I don't know if it's a picking ground. I wouldn't say it's a picking ground, but I would say that there's
Oh,
been extraterrestrial activity there way before the Air Force
yes,
Base
sir.
existed. I think way
Yes,
before the
sir.
housing development existed. I think way before people in that part of that state existed. That's
Yes,
been
sir.
somehow a portal opening for spaceships.
Yeah, it
That's
was
what it
weird. I
is.
mean,
It's a
it was
portal
there.
opening. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It was right there, man. I mean, it looked like the flat typical. I mean, I mean, maybe the government was watching this alien out there doing stuff like in ET when they were trying to find ET after he landed, because the spaceship was so perfectly black and hidden and silent. It was like those silent
Mm.
helicopters they talk about. They don't make any noise, and it was just
Mm.
sitting there right above the tree line. And I swear, 20 feet away from it, there's a cell phone tower right where I saw
But that, and
because I
when did
went
they put,
back.
when, let me jump in here because I will, I will break in.
Right.
And this is,
Yeah.
you're watching Encounters, the early morning show here on TikTok, the number one spiritual UFO talk show. Matt's our guest. Now, the cell tower, when was that put in?
That was recently added, probably about 10 years ago, maybe
10 years
five,
ago.
7 years ago,
And,
maybe.
and
Yeah,
when,
because they
and
developed it.
when did you have, just for perspective for our viewers, when did you have the
Right.
encounter with the ET? What year was that?
Um. This was it was God, it was about 12 to 15 years ago.
Okay, just to
I
give
was a
perspective.
lot younger.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it
Since
like it
that,
was yesterday, though.
but
It was
since
so
12 to
scary.
15, so let me tell you something. Have you had any interactions or visitations since that time?
No, nothing that real that I actually saw a ship in an actual hybrid,
Hmm.
below his ship in this area like that. Nothing like that. Never had any
Okay.
kind of anything that technological, scientific, or extraterrestrial happen like
Yeah.
that.
And so that
I mean,
was
it looks like
that
the
was the
ships that on
yeah.
your
So was
show
that
right there.
the
You know,
yeah, like this? Okay. Was that the last
yeah.
time, the first and the last time you ever had anything happen?
Yep, that was it. It was
Okay.
so.
All
I
right.
mean, it was like a divine message, but maybe I was just by luck, like winning the lottery. But
Now, when you say
I
it
mean,
was,
I would
I'm
never.
interested. You said it was a divine message. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, like maybe Jesus was an alien or something, or maybe it was an angel, like they talk about, like an ancient astronaut.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
let me jump in and tell you
you know,
about Jesus.
yeah,
Jesus is very human. He looks kind of very hip. Jesus is I'm with the Ashtar
right,
Command. So Jesus is with the Ashtar Command. He's in the council, and that
right.
council represent is very human looking. They're men and women. My
Oh
family's on a
wow,
spaceship, so I'm giving you some
right.
information here. So Jesus wouldn't
Yeah,
look
he's
like
human,
anything
right?
like what you were dealing with. Jesus is very
Right.
human, very
Okay.
spiritual, very funny, has a sense
Oh,
of
that's right.
humor.
Okay.
If you
Right,
had to
right.
look at Jesus from a cosmic perspective,
Oh,
he
right,
he is a very beautiful being of light. He has long hair, but he's very
right,
much a humor. He has humor. My
right,
friend April has seen him. She's a contactee in Vermont, and there's a
right,
whole story here that you probably don't know about yet, but you will. But so
right.
Jesus, just to give people perspective, he is very beautiful, very human, and very he's
Oh,
real.
that's cool. Right
Yeah,
on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love Jesus so much. I
All right,
pray and
man.
I read my Bible, go to church, all that.
Well, I'm going to let you go because I know there's another
Okie
person saying
doke.
they had missing time, and I want to try to get as
Nice.
many people on here as possible. Yours was the first
Yep.
story. I appreciate it. My shows are
No
being
problem.
recorded. They're on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube. All my shows are there. I'm 2 shows behind right now, but I will get everything caught
Thank
up.
you.
I want to thank
Thank you
you,
for
Matt.
hearing
Thank
me.
you for coming up here. I
Appreciate it.
appreciate your story.
God bless
This is what
you.
disclosure is about. God bless you as well, Matt.
Thank
Here
you.
on the Encounter Show, and let me see who the next person is. I want to see who it is here. There's a woman, Loretta. Is Loretta still here? Let's see if Loretta's here. She had missing time. Uh, okay, okay. Some people will. I'm just reading here. The so-called sightings are not of God. I think that's an opinion. Chef James. Spaceships that come from other planets are spaceships. People that come inside the ships just like human beings are created by God. The spaceships are just traveling vehicles. Okay? I want to see where Chef James is going to go, because if he goes in the wrong direction, he will not be here. Let's see. And James, good to see you. I'm going to bring Loretta on here. Loretta, if you're still around, we're going to bring you up. Thank you for coming up, Loretta. You're watching Encounters. We're usually on at night. We're the most popular spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm trying to do some morning shows. I know there's a lot of new people seeing this. Loretta, welcome to the show. Good morning. So give us a little bit of background of you. I was reading your comments. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have had, well, let's start out with, I'm from Southern California, grew up around the Los Angeles area in the mid-70s, walking home from school several times. I had missing time.
And what year was that? Do you know?
77.
77, okay.
78, parts of 79. I would hear things at nighttime that would be in my head. No one else in my house would hear them but me. It didn't scare me. I did question things, but I wasn't in fear. Now I live in Oklahoma, and there's a big difference in the sky today.
What do you mean? When you say difference, what do you mean by that? I think that's interesting.
I see little things that move very quickly that I know we don't have. I'm sorry. I don't know the whole world, but I know in the United States, we don't have vehicles that travel like that today that we're aware of. I do get into a lot of lunar eclipses, and I'll be out at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning just for those moments. And if you pay attention, I'm not alone. There are many people that will go to these places or go out of the town into the darkness, into the country here, and do what I do, and that's observe. I don't care for hours, however long it takes before I feel comfortable. I do believe in God. I do not have the details that many of your other people in your room do. I have learned a lot from you that has made me look at my life and go, oh boy, could that have been? Oh my, how many times have I missed time? And day or night, in what location? Southern California or here in the middle of the country?
Right.
I've traveled a few times, Florida, South Carolina, driving. Yes, you have made me very aware to pay attention, because all this is coming and nobody wants to be slapped in the face with the shock. And you've made me so much more comfortable with it. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea.
Thank you. Thank you. My goal has always been to teach people, because I don't come from this planet, that there's things that are going to be happening in a year and a half. I've been pretty consistent now about mentioning that to people. And some of you on the morning show might not think that there's going to be contact in a year and a half, but I'm going to shake you up and wake you up and bust your matrix, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to shake people up and wake them up. And part of the show is I've been on radio for 21 years. I've been involved in this subject for way longer, and I've had my own contact experience as a kid with space people, physically on a spaceship. So, and I'm talking about men and women that are very beautiful people. So I have a lot of background in the subject. I'm not like some rookie or something getting into UFOs, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I have tons of information, and so it'd be hard pressed for anyone to try to counter me because I do know what I'm talking about, and I have had the experiences. So I'm here to help people, and I'm glad that I'm glad to have you watch our show and be part of it. And my goal is to get people ready for what's happening, and
Well, and
that's really the key factor.
before I ever found you on here, and I shouldn't say it like that, there's a reason that I found you on here. I know that. If it was for educational reasons or if it was for me to actually look at my life, because I've questioned some things like this. And who do you talk to? Who do who do you ask?
Right.
That doesn't think you're half crazy. I mean, this was in the 70s, and you don't tell everybody everything or
Right.
they want to lock you up, nut
Well,
bags,
back in the
whatever.
70s, that was probably the way it was. Now, the population has changed. Consciousness has shifted. There's over 80% of the population that does believe that there is life elsewhere in the universe, which is a big difference than 30, 40 years ago.
I can
And that's why
honestly say.
this show's on here, because it's now acceptable to talk about this.
Well, our elder preacher at my church can take you to the Bible where there are aliens, where this is not just an imaginary thing that we're throwing together. It's real, real, real. And then
Right.
that made me look at, then what star planet did I come from?
Right.
Which I've
Absolutely.
been trying to figure out for, 15 years, I guess. Meditate on it. Try to, of course, there's different planets that have come into mind, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, and you're doing the right thing. When you meditate, if you meditate, you'll eventually get the answers to what planet you come from. For me, when I was a kid, I spurted it out to some friends when I was playing baseball. They didn't like it, and we're playing stickball. And I said, "Oh, I come from Mars." Now, why would I say something like that out of the blue moon? No reason for saying it, but they were there. They were upset, and there were no fights or anything, but they just were angry that I would say I was from Mars. They wanted me to stop saying it. So, I just stopped saying it. Now, back in the 60s, if you said you're from Mars, people weren't aware or conscious the way people are in 2024. Now
Right.
you can say you're from Mars and come out and say you're a star seed, and now people at least have an idea of what that means.
Yes, today people are more aware, just like you said. And
Oh, yeah.
you open so many doors. You really do.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to say this. I did see you pop in on my time, 9 o'clock last night, and then you left.
Yeah,
And
I was
so
scanning
discouraged.
around. I was going back and forth. I wish I had stayed. I was going scanning for a little bit. I don't know what time it was. I think it was after my live. I was getting ready to go to sleep, but I was doing some stuff, posting things, and I try to stop into other people's lives, but I was like a little bit tired. But I sometimes will flip all over the place. So you probably saw me like in and out for a minute.
Yes. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, I missed him tonight. What am I going to do now? Okay, that's not
If I
good.
see you live one night, if I'm not on or whatever, if I'm not on my own live, I'll stop in and say hello.
Well, and you did. You came back about an hour later, and then it was like, okay, I'm going to go in here so that I can pay attention, because there's something you say every day I see you that makes me go, oh, that's what that could have been. And I mean, it's mind blowing at 61 to look back at when I was, 13, 14. What? Who am I going to tell? And I don't have an answer, and
Right.
it'll be okay. I just kind of want confirmation.
Right.
I'm not really a doubting Thomas, but
Right.
there's a lot of hoopla out there that I don't want to feed into. And then there's a lot of truth that I do want more education on,
And that's the one thing I've learned over the year being in media and doing workshops, which I do. I'm going to start doing those again soon here in Connecticut. One of the things I truly believe in the journey is to help people is to separate all the stuff out there. So, for example, there's a lot of CGI out there right now. There's a lot of AI created things on video that aren't real. People just taking advantage of the technology. And there's a lot of so-called UFO or spaceship videos that people make that look really real, the real sky and everything. And those are all fake. And I can pin them in 2 seconds. I've done TV broadcasting for about 2 or 3 years or whatever it was back in the early 90s or late 80s or whatever it was. And so I know when I see stuff on here, I'll just, see it and say, oh, that's just not real. That was just created by somebody. But all the videos I show you, like the video from India I just posted this morning, and the video of the airline pilots that went over the Atlantic Ocean, those are real videos. All the videos I show on my main page on TikTok are extremely real videos. Nothing is ever faked.
Well, and I believe you. I mean, I just have to say that as soon as you say that, my heart's like, yeah, he's not full of hoopla. Yeah,
No,
I have
I don't
seen a
believe
lot
in
of
hoopla.
videos. There's been, especially here on this site, a lot of videos that somebody's created. That's not real.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they do that to confuse people. They do that to confuse people, and also because they want to get a name for themselves. So they figure if they make a really good fake video, they'll get millions of people watching, and maybe they will. But the thing is that people have to have discernment. One thing I learned in media broadcasting is my discernment is really high. So I can, I'll go in and say, wait a minute, why are you posting a fake video? Why did you create that? I'll just straight out say it. I don't care, because it's a disservice to people that are trying to seek truth. And it could discourage people from seeking truth because of the fake videos that are out there on YouTube and elsewhere,
Yes.
All right, Loretta. Well, I want to thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm still a little confused with why I lose time at times, because it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every month. You know what I mean? It's random. I don't have an answer for it.
And you haven't had any visitations that you can remember?
Okay, well, I have dogs in my house. There have been times that the dogs don't want to stay in my room or stay in the other end of the house. I'm not sure why. I do not sleep well. I don't. And I don't know what wakes me up. I don't have details. I don't know if my mind wants to block it because I'm not sure of what it is. Because I have had, I hate to say this, but therapy from my past, way back in my past, where I had blocked some things, but nothing pertaining to this.
Yeah. So with this kind of subject, here's what I'm going to suggest, and we'll work with it in the future, is when you meditate, focus on unblocking yourself. And the way you can do that is just say, I want my mind to unblock. I want my brain to stop blocking my memory. And I want to remember good, bad, or indifferent. I want to remember what it is that I'm blocking. That's simply that. Just say, I wish to remember what it is I am blocking. When you do that, you're making a directive to your consciousness that I'm ready to see whatever it is I'm blocking, good, bad, or indifferent. I want to see it and know what it is. So that's going to be your little assignment from me, is to do that. And when you get to the point of seeing what it is that's blocked, I want to hear what it was.
Okay. And when I do, I will be sure to let you know.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
Thank you for that little piece of homework, because I'm going to work on that for a while, see if I can't get something to open up, even if it's not like the stories you hear. I will still share that with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Loretta, thank you for coming up here on Encounters, and we'll be on tonight. This show's being recorded. My nighttime show is the big show, where we have anywhere from 300 to 400 people on. But welcome to our morning show. We're trying to do some morning shows here for a lot of the daytime folks that didn't know about this. This is the place to be. Loretta, thank you, and many blessings to you. We're going to take you out here, and we can get to maybe 1 or 2 more interviews. If you are over 18, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no drunks, no foul language, no kids on the show, no paranormal discussion. That's my rules of the Encounter Show. If you are having visitations on the other spectrum of the coin, if you had positive encounters with space people, We have 159 people here. I always like to do this. I know out of 159 people, there's got to be a couple of folks that are having real encounters and visitations, beautiful encounters as well, not just the abductions, but I'm also looking at the other end of the coin. Who out there who's never been on my show before is having encounters with space people? Who out there is doing it? Don't be afraid. I'm a contactee, so I'm not going to jump on you here. I'm going to actually do an interview, and we're going to talk about your story. Who out there is having contact? Come forward. Don't be shy. Let me see who comes in here. Let me see who's going to be the first one to let me know. And you can put your comment. I had contact when I was 14. CRoc Obama. We're going to bring CRoc Obama on the show. CRoc will be our guest. And we'll have them on. They're our second guest on the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. This is Encounters, the morning edition. And CRoc Obama, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great. It's good to talk to you. Whereabouts are you located?
California.
All right, another California person. Great. So you said you had your first encounter when you were 14. Let's go right into it. I love to do this. Tell us about what happened and how it happened.
Well, I was at a friend's house next door. He was about 14, 15 too, and we had stolen our parents' cigarettes and we're playing dice in the kitchen, and we were just kids messing around. And the kitchen has like a kitchen window in there, and while we were playing dice in there, I noticed something on the screen window. And at first we didn't think nothing of it because our cats would like to jump on the screen window sometimes. So at first glance, I just thought it was one of the cats jumping on there. So we continued playing our little dice game. And then I glanced over again and I looked and it was nighttime when this had happened. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. And my friend, his name was Tim. I said, "Hey, Tim," I said, "You see that?" I said, "What is that on the screen on the screen?" And he goes, "Man," he goes, man, I don't know what that is." And so as soon as I thought, I didn't even say it to Tim yet, like, let's go and try to catch him, right? I just thought it in my mind, and the thing jumped off the screen. And then I went and said it to Tim. I said, "Tim," I said, "you go out to the backyard. I'm gonna go around front. That way we could try to trap him." So when we did that, he was nowhere to be found. The thing was real small too. It was about half the size of a grown cat. It wasn't like a big being like you and I. And
it was small.
Yeah, it was small. And and at that time, I wasn't big on aliens as a kid that much, besides stuff that I seen in movies. But as the years went on and I started seeing these drawings of grays and pictures of them, it looked like like a gray, but it was real tiny, and I'm not sure if that's what it was, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah. So I've never heard of, the grays don't exist, but they're called Zeta Reticuli system. So this being probably wasn't a Zeta, but it was definitely different. I've never heard of an ET that's that small, but you know what? There could be an ET race that is that small from somewhere else.
Yeah,
this thing kind of hijacked out of there when you're trying to catch it. It was gone. It disappeared.
It just disappeared. So we're looking in the backyard. We're going around the house several times, and him in one direction, I in another direction. And then he says to me, he's like, "Hey, look in the sky." And we looked up in the sky, and we seen these weird shaped lights moving about. And it wasn't like they're high. It I don't know, a couple 100 feet in the air, and I had never seen anything like that. And it was about I'd say about 1991, and as far as I know, weren't out yet. So
do you think, and I'm getting the feeling, and I can't prove this to be true, but do you think that little being was from one of those spaceships?
Yeah, because what's the coincidence that while we're looking for it, we notice those things in the sky?
And they were there at the same time that little being was looking at you guys, right?
Yeah, well, not at the same time, but when he
Not, yeah,
disappeared, all of a sudden
he
those
disappeared.
things are in the sky.
Right. Now, either this little thing was connected with the spaceships or they were a different group of extraterrestrials.
That could been. But then we fast forward to the 2000s, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like in my 30s, and I was at a house party of a friend, and everybody was partying inside, and the person didn't allow people to smoke inside of their house. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
smoking a cigar in the back of the house, and
Right.
it's in the same town in California where I seen the little being when I was 14. All
Right.
right, and there's an oil refinery in this town. So when I'm sitting back there smoking, I hadn't had any drinks or anything. I was sober, besides nicotine in my system. And
Right.
at this, you know what the emojis are, right? The fire
Yeah.
emoji.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
seen the fire emoji floating in the sky, but it looked like real fire. And I was trying to wait, am I going crazy? I've said to myself, and I see it like just moving about the sky, like just burning, but it wasn't on anything. It wasn't like a machine. It was just the fire itself floating in the sky. So
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know if that had something to do with the encounter that I seen when I was 14, because I watched
Mm-hmm.
it until it just ascended into the sky and disappeared. So I don't know if
Oh,
that was a
wow.
ship or what it was. I've never seen it,
Yeah.
never seen nothing like it to this day.
Wow.
Just thought it was kind of
Well, man.
strange.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here. I know I'm running out of time. Tonight I'm on for 2 hours usually. But I
Hey,
wanted to
thanks,
thank you for
Commander.
coming up. Yeah, thanks for coming on here, man. I know you were on watching last night, so I appreciate you. And thank you for sharing your story, too. All right?
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
CRoc Obama, take care, and we're going to bring you down.
right
Now,
on.
I might try. I don't think I have time to do this. But if you have a story, I think it's Brenana. I had a dream about extraterrestrial encounter. The first one ever about a month ago, 5 months in awake. So if you're on tonight, we'll try to do some interviews. If any of you have a story to tell on my big show tonight, please come on the show. Let me see who's in here. Hey, good to see you. I saw Fireball once, so let's see. What's this person? And there's a Derek on here. A Derek. It's like 10:05 in the morning. I'm going to hold off, Derek. If you come on tonight at 11, I'll have my nighttime show. We'll try to get to some interviews then with people. I want to thank everybody for joining me here. And I definitely appreciate everything. If you want to do some gifting, that would be, thank you for the gifts so far on the show. But before we go off, we usually like to see more gifting of the program. And a matter of fact, I'm going to do this right now. Let's see. We're going to pin the hat and the mustache. So we need 9 more hat. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for the heart me. We're going to do 9 more the hat and the mustache, the brown hat and the mustache deal. Thank you, Linda, for the heart. I appreciate it very much and all your support. My Venmo account and my Venmo link is on my main page here. Please, to heart, Debbie Carter. Please go to my main page. There's a link for that. Deborah Anna, thank you for the finger heart. We appreciate it. And we do want to get all those hats taken with a mustache. And I will do the Tahar thing. That's the only thing I do with the hat and the mustache. Ala U Abaka, I think it is. Thank you for the roses. Let me see. Thank you, Sue House. Good to see you this morning. Allahu, thank you for the roses. Tahar KFH. Debriana, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. We appreciate that very much. Name goes here. Hello, were you contacted? Yes. You can catch our show tonight. Their name goes as here. Our regular show's on at 11 p.m. Eastern here on TikTok, Encounters. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it a day in a minute. Not a day, because I got a full day to do stuff. But please do the hat and the mustache. We have 7 more to go. I need 7 more hats. 7 more hats this morning. I don't know where they're going to come from. We have 161 people on here. So if you have TikTok coins and you have the ability to do the hat with the mustache, please do. And you'll get a special tahar from me when you do that. And that is actually a plant from off planet called the tahar. They looked like plain mantis. Yeah, so name goes here. Come on tonight and you can share your story at 11 p.m. with my nighttime show. All right, folks, we're going to say good morning to everybody. We'll catch you tonight. Welcome to all the new people here. Follow me and you'll be able to catch our show. Go to my main page. You can watch the latest UFO video footage and everything. Loretta, take care. Leon, everybody out there, Bradley, whoever you are, wherever you are, be good. We'll catch you later. Tar.